Welcome everyone. We're with Canadian author Frank Raymond, author of Sweet Dreams and Terror Cell. Thank you, Frank, for joining NCA today. We're just wondering what inspired you to write that Sweet Dreams and Terror Cell, published in 2015.
I'll just mention that it's cells, terror.
Cells, yeah.
Terror, as in terrorist, T-E-R-R-R, and cells, C-E-L-L-S. I wrote this book because I was alarmed. I was alarmed at the fact that for the first time in history, an entire race, the Caucasian race, was being dispossessed, colonized, minoritized, and genocided without even a fight. We are sitting here in Richmond today, Richmond being a city in the greater Vancouver area. Richmond was founded by English farmers, English and Scottish farmers. They dug the tree stumps out of the ground, they cleared the land, they built a beautiful civilization in Richmond. And those English people have vanished. Their people are gone, they have been replaced, demographically replaced, by mainly Chinese. Richmond today is a colony of China, and the founding people have vanished. The charming streets and houses have all gone, and now we see a replica of Hong Kong coming up. We see concrete 20, 30-story apartment buildings. We see clutter, commercialism, whatever the charm of European civilization that existed in Richmond is gone, completely vanished as if it was a dream. And the strange thing is that the people, the Anglo-Canadians and the few German colonists who were in Richmond, never put up a fight. All of Canada, the white peoples are being replaced without so much as putting up a struggle. This has been achieved by evil people who lurk in corners, who control the media, who have subverted the universities. They have weakened the white mind. They have the educated white is a so-called liberal, small l, who basically liberal is a code word that really today, as the word is used, it means anti-white. And it's astonishing how many white people have been taught to despise and hate their own people and think of themselves as inferior, and to worship the sainted alien and surrender to him their lands, their civilization, the very houses they live in. That is the liberal mind. At the end of the day, they think of themselves as an inferior people. And I find that very strange. High-achieving people who sailed the oceans, who pioneered chemistry, electricity, and the sciences, who created the marvelous sculpture and the overall civilization of Europe, the shaded boulevards and the harmonious streets, have been trained to think of themselves as inferior, and astonishing that they succumb to this brainwashing. But it is very subtle, I'll agree. The Hollywood movies are astonishingly subtle, the advertisements are subtle. So I felt that there was so much goodness in the Caucasian race and in the civilization and the mythic mind. Someone had to step forward and try to point out the obvious. That multiculturalism, immigration, diversity, these are mere tricks. The ultimate reality is that by the design of a very cunning and crafty small group of people, the white people are simply being colonized, dispossessed, and genocided. So forget about all the talk of which race is more intelligent, or the talk of xenophobia and hate, or multiculturalism or diversity. Just look at around you, the land you live on, the land that you draw your water from, grow your crops on, the land in which your children would play on wide acres. The land is being taken from you, and is being taken from you largely by genociding you. There are less and less white people. The alien feminists, feminism is a doctrine preached by alien people, have worked hard to ensure that there are no white births. They work to encourage a culture of same-sex marriage, homosexuality, mass abortions. All of it has only one purpose: to make sure that fewer white babies are born. Yes, they direct this propaganda at the entire population, but they know that the mestizo, the Chinese and the Africans, will not absorb this propaganda. They are fecund peoples. They will have 4, 5, 6 children. They know that only the whites will absorb it, internalize it, and end up having no babies. The purpose is genocide and replacement. And basically, the issue is who will walk this land. And if things keep going the way they are, the white people who discovered, conquered and colonized North America will not walk North America. The Australians who built a civilization on Australia will not walk the land of Australia. They will be a vanished people. And even the Swedes who who have lived on that land since time began, who certainly did not recently enter the land of Sweden, who are the indigenes, the Swedes, the Austrians, the Finns, these people will vanish from the face of the earth. I felt that someone had to point out the obvious and to remind white people of the mythic mind, the imaginative mind, the outward-looking mind that they and only they have. And hence I wrote this book, Sweet Dreams and Terror Cells. The details are in the book. You can find it on Amazon. You can buy it from Amazon. I recommend that you don't go for the ebook, go for the paperback. The paperback is infinitely superior. And there you will find out strange things. For example, only whites restore vintage automobiles, work lovingly in their garages to restore an Impala, the Chevrolet Impala of the 1950s. Only they will do it. Only they go bird watching or rescuing things from the marshes. So you will find out that it is only whites who go to Africa to build hospitals and orphanages and help out. The wealthy, oil-rich sheikhs of Arabia will not do it. The millionaires of Japan will not do it. There is a white identity which is unique, just as every race is unique. But it is only a white who will say, I want to climb Everest. Why? Because it's there. It's only a white who will say, I want to be the first to fly across the Pacific, as a woman, Amelia Earhart, did. So there are thousands of facets that to the white mind and to the white soul, the spirit of exploration, the spirit of discovery, to spend time doing something without it being material.
Okay. What parallels are there to 1984, Orwell? Just briefly.
Very briefly, in 1984, it was the rulers who were the inner party. They mind controlled the people through every advertisement, through every TV broadcast, and they reached the people through something called the telescreen in 1984. And they made people do what they call double-think, to see one thing and to believe another, to believe that the party is all benevolent and working for their good, and while they, at the same time, in reality, they fear the party and its thought police. And they fear being taken into the secret cells, being beaten with truncheons. They do the double thing. And what you're seeing, sir, is that today, the sneak rulers who control the media, the movies, almost all the information that comes to you, they do mind control. They have mind controlled whites into believing the unthinkable, that whites are inferior and should surrender their lands and their civilization to the And they've got doublethink going. People believe on the one hand that whites are evil, wicked, inferior, should be replaced. And in reality, they see that their brothers and sisters are nice people, kindly, generous, people who go and rescue cats for the SPCA. But at the same time, they believe that those brothers and uncles and sisters are actually evil, that they are at heart slave masters who want to flog black slaves on plantations. So doublethink, that's the parallel with 1984. Mind control and doublethink. What we need to do is administer the red pill. Every white should look around, see some contradiction, some bizarre notion, and say, wait a minute, that can't be true. So start asking questions, and that begins the red pilling process. Swallow the red pill, begin to clear the fog out of your mind, start thinking clearly. Because soon there will be nothing left. These lands will be overcrowded third world slums. Slums in which your children will be a despised minority spat upon.
Thank you, Frank, for sharing your perspective. You can, as Frank said, you can get his book on Amazon, Sweet Dreams and Terror Cells.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sweet Dreams and Terror, T-E-R-R-O-R,
Yeah.
Cells, C-E-L-L-S.
Yeah.
And the author is Frank Raymond.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Frank.
Wonderful.
Okay.
It was nice talking, and thanks for your time.
Okay, bye-bye.